Here we have the blue C5L smartphone, the blue X9 smartphone, and the blue X10 smartphone. All of these, each of these three phones was purchased for a little over $60. So let's say around $60, maybe $60 to $65, these three smartphones. The question here is, what do you expect? What is there to expect when you purchase a smartphone for around $65? And I'm going to talk about that today, having some experience with all three of these relatively cheap, budget-friendly smartphones made by the company Blue. So what can you expect? So I'm just going to say from my experience having used these phones, really, let's just turn them on for a second. One of them is already on. Two of them will be on in just a second. There's me in the background. Powered by Android. If you go on Amazon and search for a smartphone, you'll notice that it's not very easy to find a smartphone for around $60 to $65, especially not one that you'll expect to be good. So with these Blue smartphones, this is a company that not only makes smartphones, but they also make a lot of basic phones. So basically the not smartphones, the one with the little keypad and little screen, those kind of candy bar shaped phones. And I've had some experience with this company buying some of the non-smartphones, those little small phones with the keypad for around $20, very cheap. And of course, they also sell cheap smartphones in addition to more expensive smartphones for people who are willing to spend a little bit more money for better performance. But here today, I'm going to talk about the $60 to $65 range smartphones. So in terms of basic internet browsing, maybe light usage of applications, and for calling and texting, these are, in my opinion, these are good and reliable. There's really just, sorry about that. There's really just a few things I've seen where it makes me realize that I just actually did purchase a $60 smartphone, right, in terms of, wow, this isn't something here that shouldn't be happening. But overall, I found that if you're buying these just for maybe some basic applications, some basic internet browsing, not necessarily playing lots of games or video streaming, watching videos on the internet. So basic internet browsing, basic applications, and some calling and texting. I found these to be a good budget-friendly option. Not everyone, I'm going to speak for myself, not everyone will want a smartphone that costs hundreds of dollars, maybe more, kind of keeping the budget in mind. And this is really where this company does excel. They do offer phones that are really for anyone's price point, whether you want a more expensive phone that has maybe more features, better camera, better performance for games, apps, internet browsing, things like that, or just something that really does only what is necessary with maybe a cheaper plan or something like that, where you have a smartphone but you're not necessarily paying all that money for performance simply because you don't need it. I mean, if you really do want a smartphone just for some calling and texting, basic apps, internet browsing, then this is really not a bad option to consider, to go to Amazon and to search for a Blue, BLU, smartphone, an unlocked phone that is compatible with whichever carrier you're looking for, and to just see what's available. And I'm going to say, I'm not going to guarantee that this is going to be reliable. I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to have a good experience with these phones like I have. I'm just saying that there is an option to not spend hundreds of dollars if you really don't need anything besides some internet browsing here and there, or some basic applications like if I have an app for my train tickets right here, the MTA eTix app for my train ticket. I have this Duo app for connecting to my work computer remotely so I can access my work, right, settings, things like that. So so basically, that's it. You just have a device that is a smartphone that has the capability to use the internet, the capability to do texting and calling, and some applications, install applications with the Google Play Store, and without spending lots and lots of money. So I'm just going to say really quickly, there are some things that can happen on a cheap smartphone, from my experience and from reading some reviews, where you kind of think to yourself, oh, that's right, I actually did just buy a $60 phone. It's kind of like you get what you pay for. It's a little computer in your pocket. So to pay $60 is a great deal, but for example, on the blue C5L, when I was calling the person in my family who has this phone, on a couple of occasions I noticed some artifacts in the call. I noticed some kind of, not beeping noises, but like ticking noises in the call, and that was maybe something that originated. I was on my work phone at work. That person was on their smartphone, this one, and when they were speaking into it, I heard some kind of ticking noises. So maybe that was like, oh, something with the hardware, something with the phone. But that was only on a couple of occasions, not a big deal. And with this phone, the blue X10, on occasion, sometimes it takes a long time to start. It takes maybe 45 seconds just to turn on the phone to get to the screen where you have your applications. 45 seconds, that's a lot. And sometimes I'll be trying to load an application, like even a basic application for my train ticket, and it just maybe not load all the way, or I don't know if it's the application or if it's the phone, but sometimes applications might just crash on occasion. Maybe it's because I didn't install certain updates, but really, this is a really cool device. It came with this really cool case that you see right here that covers the back of the phone. Some cool accessories, like a cloth for cleaning the screen. Actually, I'm not sure if it came with a cloth, but it did come with this really cool case that you can see right here. So with the applications being a little bit slow sometimes, internet browsing being a little bit slow, some lag here and there, just when I press a button when I'm on the internet or to go to another page or on an application, it kind of takes some time. So really what I'm saying is that if you're going to be browsing the internet a lot and you just really want speed and performance and you're going to be using lots of applications, these might not be the phones for you, just because I have experienced, just in this particular model, the blue X10, a little bit of lag, kind of slowness in the applications and internet browsing sometimes. So, and of course, taking a long time to turn on the phone, which can be annoying sometimes if you just want to access your device right away, turning it on. Okay, why is it taking so long? So I think I've gone over pretty much everything that you can expect from these phones. It's just, don't expect them to be perfect, high performance, very fast, but you will see that it's budget friendly. So if something's wrong with your phone, you can either say, oh, well, it's okay. I mean, it's okay that it's a little bit slow. It's okay that the application crashed. Maybe it's fine. I mean, I found the call quality to be good on all of these three budget friendly blue smartphones. And if it breaks, you can just say, oh, okay, I'll buy another one, or maybe you'll buy a more expensive phone next time. So that's the good thing about buying a budget-friendly phone. The titles of these phones are going to be in the video. You've got the blue C5L, which we bought last year. We bought all these last year at the end of 2020. The blue X9, and of course the blue X10. I have nothing but good things to say in terms of, for the price that I paid, I'm happy, and they've been reliable so far, which is maybe the exception of a little bit of lagging here and there, or maybe someone else's phone like this one. When they were talking to me at work, I heard some kind of ticking noise in on the call, but that was only on a couple of occasions, certainly not a recurring thing. But it really just, those little things that kind of happen here and there, it's just serves as a reminder to say, oh, well, these are actually cheap smartphones. But I found them to be reliable, and I'm very happy that I didn't have to pay hundreds of dollars to buy a smartphone. So if you're interested in a cheap, budget-friendly phone that might be compatible with your carrier, remember these are unlocked, as I said. It can be used with different carriers. Just put the SIM card in. Blue is, I'm happy with my purchases. I'm not guaranteeing that you'll have a good experience with these phones. There are some blue phones that are maybe around $40 or maybe even a little bit less than $40, and I'm not going to comment on those. I'm only commenting on the $60 to $70 range for these blue smartphones, because if you're going to buy a $40 smartphone, a $35 smartphone, you might get into the territory where there's really almost no performance available. So I'm only commenting on really these models that cost between $60 and $70, made by the company Blue. So thanks for watching this video. This is just a general overview, just from my experience with using these three phones, what you can expect when you buy a $60 to $70 blue smartphone. This company, BLU. I think it's nice that you don't have to spend lots of money, hundreds of dollars, to buy a smartphone and to have the option. And certainly these can be found on Amazon and other retailers, but certainly on Amazon, I think I've just seen a very large selection. Thanks for watching this video about the $60 to $70 price range for these blue smartphones. From my experience, I found them to be reliable and for some basic apps, internet browsing, calling and texting, I quite like these phones and the fact that they are relatively cheap. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Have a nice day.